First of all, it's most important for us to realize how important this day is. It is really an important thing to recognize those among us who are the first responders, who respond to virtually every need of the community. So it is something which we need to celebrate and give thanks. For the nobility of the effort of first responders is not exceeded by any other profession, and that is so true. So we celebrate them this day and give thanks. Could we bow our heads in a moment of prayer? Gracious God, we thank you for this nice weather, finally. We are grateful for all of the work that is done so nobly and so well in our communities. We ask your blessing to keep the responders safe and our community safe as well because of their great efforts. Thank you for this day. Thank you for those of you who have attended. In your name we pray. Amen.
Can you tell us a little bit about what this major operations support unit is?
This is the Plymouth County Fire Chiefs. It's a mobile operations command unit. They use it for tech rescue operations. Anytime a town asks for assistance, we can give radio operations, computer operations in there. We can turn cool air on for the hot days, obviously when it's hot out. And when it's wintertime, we have just as much heat. So it's a good way to get people out of the elements.
A lot of times we see something like this, there's something really bad going on, but I'd imagine today is a good chance for you guys to let people know what you do in a relaxed atmosphere.
Yes, absolutely. This is great to see this, getting out and talking to the public is awesome. They just don't know what we do behind the scenes all the time, so it's one of our ways of getting to do that. Basically, this area here is for the incident command can come in here. They can write on the walls. They can put different maps up if they want. We have a computer dedicated with GPS, so I have the map up of our location today, the current weather we have. Obviously, it's very cool in here, which is nice. We also have a set of radios in here. In this second module, this is where all the radios are, and there's also a computer in there as well. We can speak to almost any police or fire department within the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe the one thing a lot of people don't understand is just the network that first responders have. You think police, fire, it's one small community, but you guys are really, county-related, state-related, one large group of people trying to help keep everyone safe in their time of need.
When we had the major fires up in the northern part of the state a few years back, we were there for a week just to help with them. So even though this is a Plymouth County unit, we can help out anywhere in the state.
Well, thank you very much for letting us in here, giving us a tour, and letting everybody know what you guys do in here.
Thank you.
So this event, run by the Fire for Effect organization for first responders, military veterans. What we do with the Veterans Council is we support the Veteran Service Officer, who's Greg Martin, here for the town of Bridgewater, and we help plan events that every single resident in the town goes to. So let's say, for example, it's the Memorial Day Parade or the 4th of July Parade. We're the people that try to come up with the general concept of operations for it and just be volunteers to help pick up trash. So it's a very easy way and a pretty relaxed way to get involved.
And I think there's a lot of people, once they maybe get out of the service, they don't really know what to do with themselves in terms of a hobby or things like that. What type of role can the Veteran Service Office maybe play in helping them get led into the right direction and finding them a way to get back into the general public, if you will?
Yep, so that's awesome. I had, when I first got out of active duty, I was one of those guys, so I kind of felt alone. I knew that there were veterans. I didn't initially at the time think of myself, as a veteran. I always thought, okay, those are older guys. But as time went on, I found that other veterans were the people that I was able to really connect with. The Vietnam veterans, and what the Veteran Service Officer does and what the Veterans Council does is basically provides you an outlet to be with other like-minded people and share your experiences with other people that have also served, understand the sacrifice, have also deployed, understand that sacrifice. It's a very, very niche club and niche association to be a part of, which is pretty cool.
So in my role as a community liaison, I do a lot of our outreach, so including self-defense classes, active shooter classes, those kind of things, as well as tabling for students and parents coming to orientation, that kind of stuff. But this gives us an opportunity to reach out to a larger Bridgewater community, as well as the area towns as well, to let them know that we're also here. We're not a town or a city, but we're also here. We're also a fully functioning police department. So it's a great opportunity for them to come see us, say hi, and just make connections.
And I think that's the cool thing. You're parked here next to a Bridgewater Police cruiser, and a lot of people think, oh, BSU Police are separate from Bridgewater Police. They kind of do their own thing. But in all aspects here, in terms of public safety, you guys work together as a cohesive unit.
Absolutely. We work very well in tandem with the Bridgewater Police. We're kind of two sides of the same coin. Same job descriptions, essentially, but we just have different almost styles of policing. So we're able to work very well together.
And I saw a few of the kids in here earlier. It's always kind of cool to inspect what's in a police car. Is there one part of the car they're maybe more interested in, like the sirens, playing with the lights?
Definitely the sirens. Kids love things that make noise, and we have a lot of things that make noise. So the opportunity to get in there and hit the sirens, hit the lights is always something the kids like doing.
And a good reason to see sirens at a day like this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here with Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz, a beautiful day for an event like this. As someone who has to deal with kind of the bad side of the news stories and the headlines, to have events like this where people can come out and see what you guys and the first responders do, how important is that for the first responders and the district attorney's office as well?
Well, I mean, obviously, the first responders do an incredible job, police, fire, EMTs, and they don't get the recognition that they deserve. And the last few years especially have been very difficult and challenging, I think, for all those first responders. So I think it's important for people to come out, see them, have a conversation with them, and you know what? It wouldn't hurt to say thanks, because the first responders, whether it be police, fire, EMTs, even the DA's office, nobody ever needs you until they need you. And when they need you, they need it then. And that's what I try to tell all the young kids in my office, the young lawyers, that people are looking at you for an answer in sometimes the worst times of their lives. And when we show up at crime scenes and we deal with all the individuals that are there, we make sure that we try to help the victims as best we can and help them navigate really a path that they're going to be able to feel better, have mental health safety, and also keep them safe. So I think it's a great day. It's a beautiful day here in Bridgewater. I'm really glad that we can work with Fire for Effect Foundation, which we do a donation from our drug forfeiture account, that we take money from drug dealers and put it back into the community. So it's a positive thing from those prosecutions. We'll continue to do that, and I think they all do a great job.
Definitely a great use of the funds. To see a lot of kids here, I'd imagine that's a great thing for you guys and the first responders as well, because it shows that, you know what, yes, they do respond to the emergencies, to the calls, but they're also here because they're just like you. They're here to have a good time. They're here to start a conversation, maybe play with a dog or two. Just kind of let everyone's guards down a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, you end up seeing, you're right there, they all have families, they have kids, they have animals, they have pets. They are just like us. And we now have a Plymouth County Comfort Dog program in our office right now, where we have 24 dogs throughout the county who are going into the schools with school resource offices, trying to help kids, especially after the difficult times after COVID, when kids were socially isolated. They weren't in school. They weren't talking to people one-on-one. They were talking via computers. Now coming back, I think a lot of those kids have had a challenge. The dogs are trying to comfort them and to help them go forward. So I think mental health is the thing that we need to focus on nowadays, especially because unfortunately it just appears that many people are ignoring it. It's one of the biggest issues we deal with in the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system remains the depository of mental health issues and drug issues. And so let's get in front. Let's try to help the kids we can help, and let's make sure we can break cycles of violence, domestic violence, child abuse, keep kids out of the criminal justice system, and let them understand there's a lot of good people out there. And if you need help, never hesitate to talk to a police officer or fire first responder. They're there to help.
Definitely. And finally, you talked about Fire for Effect. Al Lacerda leading the effort here in terms of converting what was once an asphalt graveyard now into a full-blown park. To have community efforts like this with local volunteers coming together, I'd imagine as a district attorney of Plymouth County, it's great to see local people coming together, making local parks for local residents.
No, it is. I mean, Plymouth County is a huge area. It's 800 square miles. We have 540,000 people throughout those 800 square miles. You know, for me to go from one section to the next, sometimes it could take me more than an hour from Hingham down to Plymouth, for instance. So to see these great groups together of people who really want to make sure that they can do the right thing for their community, and I think that's why you see the police and the fire coming out here today, making sure that they also, listen, we're regular people just like you. Let's make sure that people, we're here to help. Let's go forward with that. I'm so appreciative of the fact that everybody came here today, and I'm thankful that you guys are here today also, so you can help spread that word, put it on your cable access, make sure people can see it, and let them know that the men and women that are out there are doing a great job every day. You know, all you hear about is the bad stuff. Every day they're doing things that you don't hear about, and every day they're saving lives. So just remember that.